Hello and welcome to another presentation at Indus Education. This presentation is about what you can do with old DC plugs. I have these old DC plugs from different gadgets. Over the years, I have accumulated them and they become a liability. Either you throw them to the bin or you do something useful with them. I have decided to use them as a variable power source. For instance, this power plug is from a PC power monitor and this is rated as 12 volt 5 amps. So it means that you can power any device with similar power rating. Also you can power other device under 12 volt using a buck converter. So you can tweak the power rating, you can reduce the voltage. Same goes for this charger from different mobile phone, car, cigarette lighter, and there are many of them you can see here. And what I'm planning to do is just use the buck converter to use them as a variable power source. For added extra, this power source will have dual functionality. I will be using this PepsiCo 12 volt battery to make it as a mobile power source. So this can be powered from DC mains using these power plugs, and I will be using this common socket because all these power plugs has different sockets, different DC power sockets. So I will be changing all of them to a common power socket. For this I will be just eliminating the existing power sockets and replace them with these DC power socket. These DC power sockets are really handy. I bought them from eBay. They are very cheap. Also they are very adaptive. You can add them in different project without they are not really complicated. So for that I just splice this, and this power socket has got three ports, one for negative, positive, and the earth bonding. So you just splice them and connect them in a. So for now I have to check the DC plug socket, the male socket polarity. Remember I'm using the male socket, also the female socket as well. So the male socket, this male socket will go with the charger cable, and the female socket will go to the appliance or the gadget. So as you can see, it has got these plastic socks. So we put the plastic socks and then just see the power ratings, and I'm going to solder them to the right pin. But this is a bit critical because every DC male socket has got you need to understand that where is the plus and which part is minus. So there is interior layer and there is exterior layer. So one of them is plus and one of them is minus. Usually the exterior layer is the plus one, but to make sure you have to use the multimeter to check it. And this socket obviously comes really handy. It has got this socks which makes it more strong, that you don't break it, because there is a thread inside that plastic socks. You put the metal jacket inside the plastic socks and it is connected to the thread. This is very handy and sturdy. Now I have to this my buck converter. I have customized them for this power socket input and output. So for the input will be the power socket input, the power 12 volt, under 12 volt, and I will put this female socket, female part with that buck converter. I will solder them. This is the female part. I'm soldering them with a buck converter. So this will be the buck converter power input, and this power input will be coming from the main socket, then the DC adapter, and then the buck converter. So the main socket will have 240 volt, the DC adapter will have under 12 volt. That under 12 volt will then be reduced to as the project required, like under 12 volt could be 5.5 volt, even 3 volt. In this way you can bypass a need of a variable power source. Also with this kind of project you get the opportunity to practice your basic soldering skills, which give you some confidence, at least it is for me. As you can see, my project buck converter is now showing 3.3 volt, which is the input is 12 volt coming from the DC power socket, and then the buck converter is getting 3.3 volt output. That can then be sent to different IoT gadget or anything, you name it. So the idea behind is that you change all of your DC gadget female power socket with this power socket, so they will have a common power socket, and so multiple part charger will be used for powering multiple gadgets with common power sources. Also, the battery itself will be, the rechargeable battery itself will be soldered in such a way that it will have the same power socket as well, same male power socket, and it will be powering those. Buck converter has this potentiometer, which you can see I am just changing the knob to change the output voltage, which is really handy, and it has also this LED display displaying the voltage. So it's all come handy when you need it. The buck converter will be the intermediary. It is input which come from the DC power socket can be changed from battery or DC power socket, so you got a option to make it mobile power source, which is very handy. And I do apologize that my project my video is not really conscious, that which means that it's bit of everything everywhere. Hopefully